Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Katie.
And this is KRCompares. And we don't have our thing out today because we haven't introduced it yet. Because we have to introduce something before we introduce what we're going to be consuming today. And without what are we introducing?
We have a special guest.
We have another special guest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello.
Introducing Chloe Traicos.
Hey.
How long have I known you? 6, 7 years?
6 years.
It's 6
Wow.
years? Yeah.
That's crazy.
So Chloe is a producer, actress, writer, multiple slashes
Yes.
in the LA area. How are you? Thanks for coming on.
I'm good, thank you.
So, is there anything we need to know about you? Before we dive in, and we'll ask you a little bit more about where to find you and all that stuff online as well. We'll do it at the end. But for now, what do we need to know about you that I didn't just list?
Oh, nothing. I think you listed the main stuff. Except I say actress, writer, producer last because I hate producing.
I literally did it backwards. Got it. Okay.
No, nothing exciting. I'm on Instagram, Chloe Traicos _official. And yeah, it's I'm just excited to be doing this show.
Brilliant. Love it.
Yes.
Glad to have you. Okay, so Chloe requested that we do wines. And she said Italian wines. So I said, I found the perfect Italian wines. And then I didn't find the perfect
There
Italian
were
wines.
too many to choose from.
There was kind of a lot, and I didn't want to spend kind of too much money on the episodes because we're not getting paid. But we did find something relevant. What did we find? Sort of, and then we even screwed that up. What did we find that was relevant?
It was not screwed up. It was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident.
So, we have an Australian brand of wines called 19 Crimes.
Which is important because you are from, well, not originally, but you're partly from Australia.
Yes.
So, it's so they have a slew of wines that are based on just the 19 most popular crimes that could get you transported to Australia.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's called 19 Crimes.
That's why it's called 19 Crimes. But in 2020, they actually started collaborating with Snoop Dogg, as you know, as a Cali native. So he has 6 different California wines.
But we didn't realize, we got them and we realized afterwards that they're actually California wines.
These ones are California wines. The other ones that they have are actually from grapes grown from the eastern part of Australia as well as Victoria. Mm-hmm. So
technically it's an Australian company.
It's an Australian company with a California influencer icon, if you will, and we thought that would be perfect because you are from
California, Australian, yes.
Exactly.
You didn't find anything Zimbabwean to put in there as well?
We did not find Zimbabwean. So that's the other thing. You were born in Zimbabwe.
I was born in Zimbabwe. Born and raised, yep.
How long were you in Zimbabwe for?
My whole childhood.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do this nice and straightforward. We have 3 wines to choose from. Do you have an order, or shall we let Chloe choose? We have
guest choice.
White, blush, and red.
I'm going to start with the blush.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so this one is Snoop Dogg's 19 Crimes Cali Rose.
Okay.
So the way we'll do this is, because we have exactly 6 wine glasses, you'll get 3 wine glasses, and Katie and I will share one ourselves. So we're just going to sample this. What do we know about the rose? Or the blush, or whatever they call it.
So I didn't realize that
no
there were
obligation
actually...
to drink.
Yeah. I didn't know that there were actually 6 different versions that they have. So they had the
6 different versions of what?
Of the Snoop Dogg wines.
Oh, they have 6 of these ones?
Yeah, I thought there were.
Well, I wasn't buying
3.
6 of these.
No,
okay.
Well, we couldn't find them anyway. But so there's the Cali Red, which is the one that they started out with. Then they have Cali Smooth, which is like Cali Red, but smoother.
Okay.
Cali Rose, Cali Rose Gold, Cali Blanc, which we do have, and then Cali Gold. So for the rose, it's supposedly more fruit focused. So if you like sweeter wines, it should be something kind of up your alley. So there's strawberry, a little bit of cherry in there.
I like that it matches your
it does.
Your jacket.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So that's the only thing I found out about.
It smells sweet.
Yeah, it does.
Salud.
Chin chin.
L'chaim. It is a nice wine.
You know, I don't use. It's been a long time since I've had a blush or a rosé.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Very good.
I don't usually do. I mean, I like a Moscato very, very occasionally. But that's not bad, actually.
But
Okay.
actually, it's not too sweet though. It's nice. Moscato's way too sweet.
Yeah, Moscato's
Moscato's
really sweet.
The grape juice has more alcohol than Moscato. But this is nice.
It has just like a hint of carbonation too.
Yeah.
But that smells.
It has
that's
a
actually
twist
kind
top.
of. It's really like, I mean, I wouldn't have it with like a steak or anything, but it's a nice sipping wine, I think.
Well, what would you have? I mean, I think it'd be more like a dessert wine.
A dessert wine.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Dessert,
So
yeah.
do you know much about wines?
I know what I can drink and what I can't drink.
That's fair. What can't you drink?
I'm not a big fan of reds, but I will
That's
try
fair.
a little bit for the sake of it. A little bit is not going to kill me.
So do you want to go with the red and then the white then to get it over with?
Yeah. Well, just
Okay.
but very little.
Right. All right. So we will cut here.
Uh-huh.
You guys can enjoy our sponsors as we get our next wine ready.
That's Snoop on the corner.
Oh, that is Snoop. That looks like a ice cube.
It kind of does. I think it's just like the angle.
Oh, I guess we're back. I thought this was Ice Cube. Does anybody else think this looks like Ice Cube? I don't know. Does that look like Ice Cube to you? The actor Ice Cube?
No,
No?
I don't.
Okay, all right, but it's just
Yeah.
me. I do that all
Also,
the time.
that's good to know though, because if for the other 19 Crimes brand, wines or whatever, each of the corks has a different crime that you could,
So these
read
are
up
all
on.
things people could have gotten deported for
Yeah.
back in the 19th century.
So a lot of them were like larceny, theft.
There was
Classic
like
crimes.
a lot of petty theft.
Yeah,
and,
lots of little things like that. Then they had bigamy was one of them, and then impersonating an Egyptian. That,
Really?
yeah.
That
I'm
could get you
wondering-
sent to Australia.
I'm wondering if it's because, most of the transportation punishments were from like the late 1700s to like the maybe like 1860s. I'm wondering if that's when they also had all of that like Egyptology kind of fascination. They were eating
and they had all the
mummies and all that.
deals with,
Yeah.
that could have been it. I find it ironic because now English people would kill to live in Australia.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
like, damn, when my ancestors committed a crime back then.
When it's funny, that topic of Egyptology too, because one of the true and weird facts that you can say is we have so few mummies in the modern era because people kept eating them.
So gross.
And that's really,
Really?
weird. No, it's really weird. People would
They
eat
did it
mummies.
for like they did mummy unwrapping parties and
But wasn't it like? I mean, I thought there was always like a curse on people who.
I mean,
disrupted
there's
the
probably a
Jews.
little bit of that too, but I mean, it's
I,
2,000-year-old
they
jerky,
thought
right?
they thought it
Ew.
they thought it was medicinal or something.
Yeah.
You're not feeding me jerky today, are you?
No, absolutely not.
We just.
Okay, so what do we know about the Cali Red? It's a blend?
It is a blend.
Smells dry.
So it is supposedly ripe black fruit, smoky oak, vanilla, and hazelnut.
Okay,
I couldn't
and
read
this
my
is-
chicken scratch.
I mean, it does have, I think it has more of a flowery scent to it. But it's got more depth going on, I think, than the rosé. It definitely smells drier, but I mean, these are blends, so it could be anything, really. I think blends are hard to control. Salud.
But I feel like a lot
Fine.
of American wines are blends.
Now, we like reds, and we've had this before, you and I. We've never had the other two. So, we know we like this. It's smooth. I find it drinkable, but... And I think we've actually brought this to you once when we had,
Yeah,
when we had
when we
Shabbat.
You may have.
Yeah.
You may have. Yep.
What do we think?
Good. A little dry for me.
Okay.
I like reds that are like the. I'm sure I introduced you to my wine when you came to our place. It's like with reds I like the kind of sweet red, but not too sweet. Like the ones that taste like ports.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So-
my flavor with reds.
I would say generally I do go for a Merlot. I don't like Cab Sauvs. Ports are good.
Yeah, we haven't had
but like
Cab Sauv
this for me is
forever.
great. Yeah. I mean, blends are interesting because they can be really anything. I think, right? They're just, and I do find them to be a little inconsistent. Like Apothic, for example, which you do love, I think is one of the more. It can be inconsistent, especially depending on where you buy it from.
Well, I mean, it could also be like the year.
The year,
for
the season of the grapes that you get, that kind of thing
if there
too.
were environmental factors or anything like that.
Right on. All right, and we have one final wine, and that is our Cali Blanc, which is also a white blend, I think, right? Is that accurate?
Sure.
Is it a white? Oh no, it's a
not.
Sauvignon
It's a
Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, I take that back. So we avoided doing wines, generally speaking, on the show because wines are so
They're
subjective.
incredibly objective,
They're-
subjective, not objective.
The opposite, yeah.
And
It's hard. I think pulling off any kind of
it's
wine
really
thing.
we're
We're not experts
your
on this.
preference.
I'll scooch that around there for you.
Yeah. Cool.
And yeah, that's true though. It really does come down to preference. It comes down to air. You know, you can get precious about any of this. But I mean, this felt appropriately appropriate, I suppose. Anyway, so all right, Cali Blanc. What do we know about Sauvignon Blanc?
I didn't.
Drop some expertise on us.
I know absolutely
You
nothing. It's
there
not,
it
yeah,
is. All right. I also love that if you were to put Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart in a room together and you say, hey, pick out the criminal, it's not Snoop. I mean, although he was on trial for that murder that one time.
Yeah,
just a little
bit
bit
of murder.
Okay, so I haven't had white and fair. This looks fairly carbonated. It's got tiny bubbles. You had something to say about it? No?
They have one in their main classic line that's called Hard Shard, which was I can't remember the exact woman, but she was getting neighborhood boys to steal food, and she had
and then she got deported to Australia.
Yeah. So
as one does.
If you're ever really curious about that, they do have bios for all the people that are on their labels, and they actually have an AR experience. So you can.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you can use the QR code and then look at the label and it'll start talking at you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. It smells drier to me. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like the smell of it.
It's kind of maybe a little bit more acidic.
Yeah. Oh, she's going for it. All right. Oh, you went for it.
Definitely drier. Yep.
Is it?
It smells
It is acidic.
It's acidic, but the mouthfeel is more buttery.
It is a buttery mouthfeel. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a little, agreed, acidic and buttery.
Now, do you like it?
It's not bad. Yep.
Okay,
would you buy it? Green apple-y.
Yeah, I can get the green apple.
You see, it's hard to say. I would need to experiment with it first.
Okay.
See, you asked me what I know of wines. I know of wines from the wine chart I composed about 10 years ago when I just started drinking. Before that, I always used to just drink soda. But I literally would make a note of the effects wine had on me. And so I only buy a wine once I know that I'm absolutely fine drinking it, that it has no effects. So I would need to maybe have some of this with you over dinner one night, and then before I bought it.
Okay.
To know that I wasn't going to have it.
You're also Orthodox.
Yes.
So does that affect how you're purchasing or how you're looking at wine? Do you specifically look for kosher wines, or?
Ooh, I'm going to get myself in trouble here. I hope none of my Orthodox friends are watching. The whole thing with kosher wine comes down to back in the day, people used to make wine as offering to their gods. So those kind of wines. So people, the reasoning behind Orthodox people not drinking non-kosher wine is that we don't know if they were offered to gods or not. So my thinking is, no one does that anymore, so we know they weren't offered to any gods, so I don't have a problem drinking non-kosher wine. I really hope no one at my synagogue is watching this. But I do it just so happens that my favorite kinds of wine happen to be kosher, so I'm always drinking those. But yeah, when I go visit my family in Australia, yes, I do drink non-kosher wine, so yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right, so we're going to debate, or talk, consider, and then we're going to come back to you with final thoughts in a moment. Final thoughts coming to your faces. I don't know. That's what I got. All right, so we've got 3 wines. We've got our Cali Blanc, which is actually a Sauvignon Blanc. We have our blush rosé, what do they call this? Cali Rose, and we have the Cali Red, which is actually a blend. Right? I thought it was a blend. Something like that.
Yeah, it's a blend.
These were all the same price, I think, probably. Oh, and actually, that's interesting. So the 19 Crimes with Snoop Dogg's face is actually $2.
It's more expensive.
$2 more expensive, right?
Yes.
I think it is.
You're paying more for his face?
Literally, you pay more for his face. So, how much were these?
Yeah, how much were they?
We got them for $13.
$13.99? Was the question
it was
mark?
it was like 12. It was like $12.84 or something. They always have weird.
Weird.
Prices.
Okay, so $13.
It was $13, but if you go on to the 19 Crimes website, it's $15, and then their general line or whatever is like $13.
Oh, interesting. So wait, so do they ship it for free then? Because what's the point of buying it for more money online?
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay.
They also have a rewards program. I don't know.
Weird. Rewarding for drinking? I guess. Interesting.
They do put a big old drink responsibly and all that good stuff.
Okay, so as someone who really only drinks reds, I enjoy this. Mm-hmm. As someone who doesn't drink the other two, I actually kind of enjoyed both of these.
They're definitely both drinkable. I would probably gravitate more towards the rosé.
Same.
Me too. Yeah.
So now that's that question. So for you, then it's the exact same thing. You definitely okay. Interesting. Is this something? I guess you said you probably want to experiment with it before.
Yeah. Before
Okay.
I buy anything, I tend to know that it
Fair
is
enough.
right for me.
I don't.
You want to make sure you what kind of foods are you gonna have it
Yes.
with,
This is true,
and all
too.
these
Yes.
other
Yeah.
things.
So, is there a reason why Snoop Dogg very specifically was chosen to,
No clue.
and not like Ice Cube or
No,
any other Akon?
Wasn't it his company?
No,
It's
right?
not
It's not
his
his
company.
oh, I
He
thought it
had
was,
19 Crimes is actually owned by, what is it called?
Anheuser-Busch.
No.
No. Okay. thank you.
Treasury Wine Estates, TWE. So they own a bunch of other wines, such
That's
as
familiar.
like Squealing Pig,
Oh, right. I know of Squealing Pig, yeah.
Pepper Jack, Penfolds, Castello di Gabbiano, Behringer Brothers. They have like a bunch
Oh,
of
Behringer
others.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I know Behringer. I know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume that's those two are related to it. Who knows? Interesting. Okay.
So I think they just wanted. So they've been around since 2012. So I think because they probably gained a good amount of success, probably in Australia and probably the UK is where they also ship. I think they just wanted to make more of a market in California. And California is very big in wine, as we know.
That makes sense.
And I mean, I think their whole thing is to be like, be bold and like kind of,
Commit crimes?
No, but
Okay, that would be
it's
bold.
like-
to Australia.
Yeah.
but like it wouldn't really make sense to partner with someone who didn't have that kind of
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
background and stuff. And then I also just every time I think of like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc or a Rosé, I also think of Martha Stewart, and
That's
then that
yeah.
makes like their
That's
friendship.
fair.
Maybe
Okay.
like they can market it.
So
like
that being said, of these two wines, I prefer the blush, but I think in general, I think I still prefer the red. Personally, but that's just a matter. I mean, here's the thing: if you like red wines, you know you're going to like the red wine more. I think the white wine's fine; it's a little acidic, but I mean, honestly, they're all not bad.
They're not bad.
They're
I
really
mean,
not bad.
I again to Chloe's point, like I think we would have to experiment a little bit more and see how like if one of them gives you more headaches or something like that, because like I would think the sweeter wines. would do
I'll
that.
certainly give you more headaches. Yeah. So that's the wine, and this is the Chloe. Chloe, what are you working on? What have you got coming up, and where can we find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Instagram, Chloe Traicos _official. I'm working on several projects. The one which you directed some episodes for,
I
Back to
did.
Sleep, is hopefully going to be released online
Nice.
within the next few weeks. And then I'm also working on my courtroom drama, The First Stone, which we are shooting in bits and pieces. And then I got a few other upcoming ones, which are just still very much under wraps. But
We'll be sure to have those links in the description down below,
Yes.
if we can.
yes, but yeah. No, so the thought I wanted to share wine-wise was I had a terrible thing happen this
Oh, what's
last
that?
year. Well, there were the California fires, which were traumatic.
Yep.
And the whole thing of evacuating, you guys had to do it with your little bunny rabbit and me
Yep.
and the cats. But nothing compared to the fact that they changed the flavor of my favorite wine.
Oh,
My Jeunesse Black Muscat. So you try going through tough times and they've changed the flavor of your favorite wine. Now that is just, I'm sorry, that is not a, I emailed the company, I said, I'm your best customer, because it used to be like this rich port flavored thing. And they changed it, like they dumbed it down, so it was like drinking sugar. It was disgusting.
Oh.
That was the 2023 bottle. So the 2022 bottles are still good. So I emailed them. I was like, I'm your best customer. What's happened? They didn't respond. So Ari, my husband, has been a sweetheart, and he managed to find so many 2022 bottles. However, I have since discovered another wine, which is now my new favorite, which is another one by Jeunesse. Jeunesse Black Muscat was my previous one. Now it says Jeunesse... I can't remember what it's called. It's a red bottle though, but it is just as good as the old one. It's almost like they changed the flavoring, but between the two bottles. So yes, so I'm still waiting to see what the 2024 bottles of Black Muscat are like, if they're any good.
Interesting.
But the 2020. But in the meantime, I still have the red Jeunesse, which I'm going with.
It's strange to me because I mean, like they've tried that thing. Companies will try to change up the flavor on any of their whatever liquids. New Coke did it years ago, right? That's the famous one that failed.
Crystal
Oh,
Pepsi.
really?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I remember
Um,
hearing about that. Yep.
There's also the other big one is
Sam Adams.
Yeah, Sam Adams. So Sam Adams, you can check out our video up there. But their Boston Lager, they reformulated it, And rather than have
Oh.
both at the same time, see how people feel about it,
No.
it's actually they've made it worse. And I
Why
love the
did they
Boston
do
Lager.
that?
Why
They
would
made
they do
it-
that?
They made it like
I don't
more
get-
hopsy.
More hopsy.
And,
Well,
like,
but don't they get that they have a specific people drink your drink for a reason?
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't get why you would do that. Now, with my Black Musket, part of me is hoping that maybe there was just a banned batch of grapes in 2023 or 2022, because the 2023 ones come out after 2022. So I may have been that. They may go back to the former taste again, but I just couldn't.
What's the country of origin? I'm wondering if they had just like
California.
a bad...
It was
California?
yeah,
Oh.
it's a Herzog winery here. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it's,
Interesting.
But yeah, so no, yeah, I don't get that. I don't get why would you change the flavor of something that is really good. And
If
that
you've had it
people
for...
love?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
in the
and
case of
it's-
like Sam Adams, it's been around for like, what, 60 plus years? Something like crazy number like that.
That makes no sense. I mean, why?
60, it was
That's
from the 80s, I think.
Okay, so
I mean,
almost 60.
that's exactly. It's a long time. No, but it's long enough to
Long
like.
enough, yeah.
And like, if you want to try something, you start and you drink. Don't,
Exactly.
Don't change
Exactly,
the old
yeah.
one. It's you. Yeah. So it
Okay.
makes no sense. Anyway, so I
So,
just had to share that. thought with you.
Strong opinions about the
Yes.
flavor of alcohol.
Yes, exactly.
Don't forget to check us out at all of these places now because we do a big explosion of information at your faces. Any other final thoughts, things to add? Now. Yep.
If you come back, you should. We should have a segment that's called Kibitzing with Chloe.
Oh, that's good.
For what?
Kibitzing
with
Yes,
Chloe.
That's
absolutely.
good. That's
But
good.
what will we have? Should I bring some of my new wine that I
Oh, we could
discovered?
have tried
We could do that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Or we can try and make something that's like traditional Zimbabwean
Oh, that'd be fun.
That
fare
would be
or something.
interesting.
Right.
Yes.
I am Rob.
I'm Katie.
I'm Chloe.
This is KRCompares. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tickle that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
And drink responsibly.